I think we're live. Just about. My internet, I think, is not having the best of days today. So we'll see how this goes. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and we'll have to abandon ship. I did notice, actually, firing up the sim, it took a very long time. I guess it was trying to get some internet from somewhere. But yeah, it's very up and down. Very, very, very up and down indeed. Also, what I noticed when I was walking around town this morning was there's a lot of diggers and internet people around, so that could very well be why. That could be why. Anyway, we are in Miami. Good morning, welcome aboard. And we're heading up to Dulles in Washington, which I believe is where Die Hard 2 was set. For whatever reason, I always remember the bad guy being like, "Attention, Dulles Tower," which is where we're heading to. So we're going to take off from Miami, runway 26 left. It's early morning. Obviously we're not live because it's actually darkness right now in Miami. But for the purpose of seeing out the window, I've fiddled the time and date. Just hold short a second. Looks like the internet is starting to behave itself, which is good. It's good. Right. Yeah, I think we should be good. If you're in the chat by chance, could you let me know if it's okay? Because I've got, basically when I'm streaming, I have a little box that I look at that goes green, red or yellow, and it is flickering like a set of traffic lights at the moment, so I'm not entirely sure how it's coming through for you all. A little bit concerned this stream may be a write-off, if I'm being totally honest with you. Right, let's just have a quick look at the route before we head on out and line up. So here we are, Miami 26 left, and we head on out, and actually it keeps us quite low for quite a long time, 5,000 feet. And that's not be higher than 5,000 feet, that is actually be at 5,000 feet, which I find quite hard to believe, but look how many miles it is. 1, 6, 4, 7, 19, 11. It's a long time to be at 5,000 feet. And then straight up to 380. I mean, I guess we'll do what it says, because I'm not really in a position to know any better. My internet is bad. I'm sorry if it's bad quality. It's been very bad this morning. So yeah, we'll do 5,000 in the window. Set our speed to like 210 to start. Keep under that. Limit where the flaps are out. Oh, my speed brakes. Right, let's get out and line up, because our lights are in good order. Yeah. Okay. It's feeling nice and lined up. Take off config normal. Happy days. Right, let's get ourselves up to Dulles. Hey, just in time. Yeah, how's the stream quality? Because it's looking weird for me here. My OBS is reporting all sorts of weirdness with my internet speed. And there's people digging up the roads, laying fibre optic cables, so I don't know whether they're like messing with stuff. Hope it's going to be okay. I hope it's okay. So we'll get going. Looks fine for you. Awesome. Alright, in that case. Let's go to Dulles. Right, rudder pedals. Try and keep ourselves on that centre line. And let's go. Positive rate. Gear up. And let's get autopilot on the go. That's a cool view. Let's get our throttle levers back to climb so we won't exceed any speed limits. So this is apparently where they want us, at about 5,000 feet. For a very long time. Yeah, let's just check in here, see how things are going. Yeah, so 30 miles, it wants us at 5,000 feet, which seems a very long time to be at 5,000 feet. Yep, that's right, that's passenger noise. Sort of like an ambient kind of thing. Is the stream still okay? Because I'm getting loads of errors here on my side. Apparently 20% of the frames are being dropped between my PC and when they get to YouTube. And also, look, you can see here the scenery isn't loading. I think my internet is seriously bugged. What a nightmare. Right, how far out are we? 10 miles. Stream's running fine for you, that's weird. Yeah, it's a nice kind of relaxing sound, isn't it? I don't know if it's on the PMDG, I don't think it is. I mean, I'm sure you can probably get a plug-in that'll add it. I'm sure you could. I'm seeing a lot of people join the stream and then quickly leave, and I wonder whether that's like YouTube kind of knowing the stream quality's bad, so it's not actually pushing it. Oh, you just bought it, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I bought it and I've only flown it like 10 times. Probably in total. I'm always a bit reluctant to do it on stream because I'm really bad in it. And the times I have done it on stream, things have gone wrong, but I just need to do more of it, I think. The thing I struggle with is the trim. Because obviously in the Airbus it trims itself, so you don't really need to think about it too much. Right, level 380, let's go. Go. Another plane knows we've passed the constraint with 5,000 on it. It will start climbing for us. Well, it does it automatically, I think, if this is my understanding. I could be wrong, so if you're in the chat and you know better, feel free to let me know. But if you're in autopilot, you'll kind of hear like these clickety-clackety noises while you're flying. And it's those wheels spinning that are down by the throttle controls, which are the trim controls in the real aircraft. But obviously as soon as you disengage autopilot to do your approach, you're on your own, you've got to do it yourself. Now as long as you have it, if you engage autopilot at the right time, such that you've already began your final approach and set your approach speed, in theory when you turn it off you should be fine. Because your speed hasn't changed, and nor is your descent rate. Because really the main thing that affects the trim needing to change is the speed, because the higher the speed you go, obviously the more force on the aircraft, which then affects how it wants to pitch. Hence you correct for it with the trim. Hey, Nick's here. How's it going, Nick? You alright? We're having a few internet issues this morning, so the stream may be of questionable quality, so I apologise in advance. So we're having fibre optic to the house installed. Well, not me, but like other people in the town are. So I noticed this morning I was walking the dog and there was a lot of telecoms vans around the place. At one point they were digging up the road the pavement, sidewalk if you're American. And I did think to myself, it's like, I'd be surprised if our internet doesn't suffer as a result, given that they're messing with the exact stuff that feeds our internet currently. Should be good though when we get it. I mean, at the moment we get 70 megabits a second down and about 20 up, which isn't bad. That's what they call fibre to the cabinet. So like on the side of the roads, sort of on the pavements, you've got these big green boxes, and those green boxes are fed by fibre optic cables. It's only from those green boxes to the individual properties that are still on copper. Hence we're capped at 70. But what they're doing is from those green boxes, digging a little trench into everyone's house, or up to everyone's house, with a fibre optic cable, so you can have a fibre poking straight into your home. And they say it will give us 300 megabits to start with, climbing to 500, then to 900 over time, without the need to run new cables. So obviously the cable's fine, it's just the infrastructure elsewhere is the limiting factor. And I think, yeah, 300 down, 75 up is what they said. So yeah, that should be really nice, but obviously if they're digging up roads and literally like pitchforks whacking right next to where my internet cable is, it's like it's probably going to go out at some point, isn't it? Someone's going to miss. Straight through the cable. A few neighbours had theirs go out for days, so we've been quite lucky so far. Alright. Morning, Watermelon, how are you? How long is the flight? We've only just started, so probably about 2 hours, give or take. No way, so OBS is telling me that 23.3% of the frames of video I've sent to YouTube have been rejected. Or rather, haven't gotten there, thanks to my internet. Fantastic, good. Yeah, we're okay, thanks. Internet's a bit weird this morning, so the stream may be affected. Yeah, sunrise. So local time, it's about 7:30 in the morning. I haven't tried the live weather yet, Nick, actually. It's I did think about it, but then I thought, well, if we're going to be doing not live anyway, because it's obviously nighttime in Miami at the moment. If only the like and sub button could be pressed twice. If only. That'd be awesome for me. Yeah, I'd be a YouTube millionaire by now, wouldn't I? Get you all smacking that subscribe button. I think the viewing figures are wrong as well that I'm getting as well today. So YouTube's telling me there's one person watching at the moment, and I know for a fact there's at least 3 of you in chat. You're not alone. I like the 737 too. I'm just half afraid of it at the moment on here. I feel like I'm a fish out of water whenever I fly it. It's a much lower aircraft. That's the thing that always gets me as well on the landing. I mean, the whole point of the 737 was that it was low to the ground. That's why the engines have kind of got that flat bottom, if you look at them carefully. So that everything can be done on the budget. Ground crews can just open up the door and chuck stuff in on the bottom. A small little set of steps gets you into it. No need for like a jet bridge or anything. So now YouTube's telling me that I have 0 viewers. And yet you're all in chat talking. Unless I've upset you all and you've all left. Oh yeah, the beluga's really cool, isn't it? So maybe it's not me, maybe it's YouTube. Maybe YouTube's having a weird one today. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Well, maybe it's good that my internet isn't completely broken then, perhaps. We haven't got the map on. Just checking in here a moment before we get too carried away with the views. Go to the interior. Toward the plane. There's not much I can do really with the views I currently have, so kind of. Yeah, you see it is really not very, really not very good. Because they haven't actually modelled most of it, so it's just kind of black if you turn. They've modelled this window, but that really is about as far as it goes, with the exception of the cockpit. Yeah, this isn't like the Phoenix. I think the Phoenix is completely modelled inside, whereas this one, not so much. On a needs-must basis, I think. So this morning I got a few little jobs to do. So the plan is I'm going to get us up to our cruising altitude, which we're almost at. And I'm going to sneak off and do those jobs on my laptop. And then I'll be back, hopefully way before descent time. Which A320 do I have? So I'm flying the fly-by-wire A320. So that's the A32NX is what they call it. That is a gorgeous coastline. Look at that. Did I see the demo of the A380? Was that the one that was a little while ago? Maybe like a couple of months ago? 3 months ago? Or was there like a new one that I haven't seen? Oh, 2 days ago. No, I did not see that. I'm surprised because I'm subbed to all the flight simmers that do the news videos. Cruising music, good idea. I forgot about that. Well done, Watermelon, thank you. A leak. Oh, that's a bit sad then for them if it was a leak. I always feel really conflicted about leaks because the people that make the thing, in my view, deserve to have the right to tell their story about the thing in their own way, and when it gets leaked, that gets taken away from them. And as someone that's got a background in software development, I know how tough it can be how hard you have to work, how thankless it can be. YouTube hours, it's to go from 6 to 1. Yeah, I think I'm just going to give up watching at this point with the numbers. We'll just enjoy the flight and it will be what it will be, I think. I'm not sure how that'll affect how many hours of watch time it gives me. Because we're aiming for 4,000. I think we're at 2,400 now, so we're getting there. Like Monday's stream added another 30 hours to the tally, which I was really pleased with. That was great. It's just hard, you just never know how it's going to go. You could do the same stream the exact same way on 2 different days, and one day you'll get like 5 hours and one day you get 30. It's really weird. Yeah, it's saying 1 again for me now. And like I say, I know there's at least 2, possibly 3 of you in the chat. Yeah. Oh, here we go, look. So it maybe is my internet. Oh, that's annoying. What does that mean? I think that means the scenery is automatically downloaded as you fly. So if you imagine, if we look at the front, you can kind of see this horizon line. It kind of downloads the scenery that we can see, so that it doesn't need to download the whole world on your computer. It just downloads what it needs for you to fly where you want to fly. Which seems reasonable to me. No, it's not stopping the flight, it just means that the scenery will probably revert to a very basic looking scenery. Unless it comes back. I mean, it may come back. I'll have to go out and yell at those people in the diggers digging up the road. It's like, oi, stop it! Don't you know I'm trying to do a flight simulation stream? Very important. I demand you stop work at once. Just imagine the reaction I would get. Like a load of guys like digging up the road if I said that. Sorry, what are you talking about? You're flying pretend aeroplanes on YouTube? Yeah, sorry mate, we're going to keep digging up the road. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'll do a live vlog. It's like, oi, stop it. You watch me getting beaten up by a load of people. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Yeah, I just actually found myself sat in the chair, just kind of zoning out then as well. Makes me want to not do the jobs I have to do in a few minutes. Hour and a half to go, Rob. Quiet in the cheap seats. Tail. Weren't Ryanair going to try that? Like they wanted to take out the back 10 rows of seats and make it like standing only. Almost like when you get on a bus that's crowded, you have to stand and hold on to one of those like things that hangs off the ceiling. Watermelon, I just had to approve that message with your writing backwards. Yeah, I think YouTube thought it was like rude or something, so I had to review it manually before it could appear in chat. Good old Ryanair. I feel like hating on Ryanair is a bit of a meme, really. I think we were saying like a stream or two ago, it's almost like how you're not supposed to like Nickelback. Even people that have never heard Nickelback don't like Nickelback because they know they shouldn't like them. In fairness to Ryanair, I've never had a bad experience with them. I think it's funny though how they're kind of leaning into it. If you look at their Twitter account, their customer service just basically tear into anyone that tweets at them, like complaining. Basically just telling them to shut up. Does Ryanair have as in business class? I don't think so. I mean, they were going to do Atlantic, weren't they? Like transatlantic stuff at one point. I mean, if they're going to do transatlantic, it might make sense to offer that. Because if you're in the air for a long time, there are people that even are shopping with Ryanair for the low price, I would imagine, would still maybe pay that bit extra for a bit more. I don't know. I mean, whenever I've flown across to America, even in economy, it feels like you've gone up a class compared to economy if you're doing like European routes for like an hour or two. Once you get into a bigger plane, it feels a bit better, a bit more room. Service generally feels better as well because they give you loads of drinks, loads of food. You get TV. hate to say it, but I have to go and do some jobs and be a responsible adult. I will try and get back before 11 o'clock. Should give us plenty of time for descent and all of that stuff. We'll do it now 10 past 10, so 50 minutes. 50 minutes, but I'll be before 11. The plane shouldn't fall out of the sky as long as I've adequately fueled it. How are we doing for fuel? So we've got loads of fuel. 5,000, nearly 6,000 kilos. These dots mean that the plane is going to steer us and keep control of the speed, and it's going to keep us at 38,000. Autopilot's on, auto throttle's on, flight directors are on. Everything is perfect. Throttles are in climb, which means should the plane need extra power to perform a climb, it can be allowed it. Yeah, we're fine. Right. That will do my jobs. Yeah, maybe I could like outsource all my work to you. That'd be a good idea. Fairly certain there was a guy that worked for IBM that did that. There was a story years ago. I don't know whether it's IBM, but it's one of these like big tech companies. Yeah, like a highly paid software engineer / executive just outsourced his entire job and sat in his cubicle and played PC games all day, I think. And I think he outsourced it to people that were in different time zones, so essentially he could give the impression that he was working during the day because he was in his cubicle just like playing PC games by all accounts. Then he'd go home and the people in the other time zones would do his work and then have it on his desk in the morning. It went on for years, apparently. Right. I will be back shortly. You will enjoy the tunes and the views. I'll see you in a bit. Alright, I'm back. What did I miss? How far out are we? 391. Okay. Plenty of time. So let's see how far this waypoint is here, where they want us at 3,000. .274. Let's calculate our top of descent. 38,000 to 3,000, and we'll do it at 1,700 feet a minute. 141 miles. So 130 miles until top of descent. If we look at our plan, where are we? How far to Joanne's? Because we're better off probably Joanne's cutting out these and going straight BRV. So Joanne's, it wants us at 13,000. Still leaves us as far as Joanne's. Copy that one. 227. So we're 110 away from top of descent if we're going to hit Joanne's by 13,000. Then we can make our way down to 3,000. I guess if we go to Wiggle, come back round, bring ourselves in. That's probably the way to do it. So I mean, at this point, you would expect vectors from air traffic in real life, I guess, to connect you to the approach. Yeah, I think as long as we're at 3,000 by deck 15, we'll be fine. I don't know what's going on with YouTube today. Been nothing but weird this stream. Really, really weird. Nice. It's about 80 miles away now. $80 miles from top of descent. Then we'll make our way into Dulles. So we'll get ourselves down to 13,000 initially. Show you on the plan. Get ourselves to 13 here by this waypoint, Jones, whatever we call it. Then we'll start descending to 3,000. We'll keep going down to Wiggle, which is the end of the star. Then we'll make a turn and sort of come parallel with this track here. So we'll sort of come out, go around and back in, I think, with the plan. What runway? 01 right into Dulles. Go. Just have a quick check in, see where we are. 165 to Jones. I'm sure I'm supposed to be saying that. So we're going to get down to 13,000 feet at that waypoint, and at 1,700 feet per minute, that means we need 110 miles to do so, and we are 163 away. So 50 miles away. I'm here. Don't you worry, I'm back. Just gazing out the window. Right, 30 miles. Stop a descent. There we go. So this is our route. Our route kind of ends just about here. The reason why this line continues is because it just, the plane doesn't know what to do from there, so it just indefinitely goes in that direction. So this is our route into the airport. We need to be at about 13,000 feet by here. We'll carry on descending down to 3,000. And then we will manually take control and fly a little path to link us up there. Have I got my Warzone? Oh, wait. That could be why the stream was lagging earlier, if it was doing that. How long's the flight going to take? So we're about 20 minutes out. You can see here on the nav, we're going into Washington Dulles. So here's us. We're just going to start descending and make our way in. That's quite a small update, isn't it? 32 gig. Especially for Warzone. Because what's the install of what we already have? Oh, we have 70 already. I thought it was smaller than that. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Be interesting to see if their servers stay up later, isn't it? It's going to be a lot of people wanting to play that later tonight. Not entirely sure if I'm going to be free to play tonight. I'm hoping I can be, but I don't actually know. Oh, they brought Shiphouse back. Nice. Well, once I land this, I might have half an hour or so spare. I might have a quick look. ...119 miles to go, 111 required. That's near enough, isn't it? Let's start making our way down. By the time I've fiddled around here, got 13,000 in the window. Do it at 1,700 feet per minute. There we go, 6 miles to go. Is it just Shiphouse, or is... Oh wait, hang on. Yeah, Shiphouse and Shipment and Shoot House, isn't it? Hence Shiphouse. Yeah, okay. I was going to say shipment there, but I guess it would be in that case. That's going to be great for leveling SMGs. Is Dulles the state capital of Virginia? That's a good question. I thought Washington was, but I could be way off on that. Keep in mind I'm not American, so I'm probably not the person to ask. Yeah, Washington's capital of the USA, but does it also double as the state capital, or can it not do that? There we go, right, let's get going. Yeah, I don't know. Wait, what? Washington's not in a state? There's also the state of Washington, isn't there? Which is obviously a different conversation. So Washington is considered its own entity, like not within a state. Oh no way, I didn't know that. That's interesting. USA government buildings are not allowed to be in a state. Is that for like neutrality, I guess? I didn't know that. Every day's a school day. I'm going to look up Dallas on my laptop. Hang on. You're European. Yeah, same. Well, actually, I guess after Brexit. No, we're not. When the flight is over, does the stream then end? Yeah, usually. Usually, yeah. Sort of land and taxi to a gate and leave it at that. The video stays up afterwards, though. That's like a standard video, so the stream converts into a normal video. Maybe subscribe. I would encourage it and appreciate it. So apparently, according to Wikipedia, the state capital of Virginia is Richmond. Which would make sense, because you quite often hear, don't you, like Richmond, Virginia. That's quite a place you hear of. It's a place I've certainly heard of, and I'm not even American, so that would make sense. How long does the plane land? So if you look at the top of the screen, you see there's some statistics. One of them says ETE, which stands for estimated time en route. That's 18 minutes away. Although it probably will take longer than that, because it kind of projects at our current speed how long does it take to get to the airport. But of course we're going to slow down, and it hasn't factored that in at this point. How are we getting on? 30,000 feet. There's another 17 to go. That's okay. Only takes 40 minutes? No. We've been going for an hour and 50 so far. You should be able to scrub back all the way to the start of the stream if you wanted to. No, don't apologise. It's all good. No need to apologise. No need at all. Yeah, it's about 2.5 hours roughly, so we've been going 1 hour and 50, so another 20-30 minutes or so would add up to the approximate flight time. Should be about right. Fair warning, if you do decide to scrub back to the start of the stream, it might be a bit choppy. I had some internet issues this morning. Apparently only 3 out of 4 frames that I was sending to YouTube actually made it across the internet to them, so it does seem to be better now though. So we should get Richmond out of the right hand side of the plane shortly. You thought the plane noise was your computer. I must admit my computer is making quite a noise at the moment. I think it finds it quite stressful to run this game. Need a new one. Oh, don't. Don't tempt me. I was running the numbers on it earlier. It's like, if I get a new graphics card and a new processor, that means my current graphics card and processor are going spare, so I only need a bit more RAM and a motherboard. I can lift one of the 2 SSDs out of my current machine, so I wouldn't need to buy a new SSD. I've got a spare power supply, so I'd only need to find a case. These thoughts quickly spiral. Maybe see what the rest of the lineup looks like. I think these new graphics cards that have come out are far, far, far too expensive for what they are. What was that noise I can hear? Can you all hear that clicking noise? Oh, you got a gaming laptop, nice. You could get, if you have Game Pass, you could get Flight Sim. Depending on your laptop, it would probably run it. But you only really need 30 FPS to play this game. In fact, I am running this at 30 FPS. I've got it limited in my settings because it's just not needed to go any higher, and it saves on the electricity bill. $7,900 XT is the most appealing. Yeah, I think you're right. For me as well, probably. The only thing that worries me is not having the encoder that comes with the Nvidia cards. And the noise suppression on the mic, the Nvidia broadcast, because that is like magic. Cuts out all sorts of rubbish that you would otherwise hear from where I am. It does have an encoder, it has an AV1 encoder, doesn't it? Though I don't think you can actually send AV1 to YouTube as a live stream. And the H.264 encoder on the 6000 series wasn't very good in terms of quality. So there's a lot of hoo-ha about the AV1 at the moment, which is fine, but I'd actually quite like to know what the X264 one's like, if that's had any improvement. How long would it take to fly to max height in the tutorial plane? I'm not sure what you mean by tutorial plane, but generally to get to cruise altitude you're looking at maybe 20-25 minutes, depending on how steep you climb. If you're climbing at 2,000 feet per minute, then you just divide whatever altitude you're aiming at by 2, and that's kind of your minutes really. How are we looking for speed? We're maintaining speed, which is good, because we're descending and not increasing in speed. I'll be honest, I've never actually done the tutorials in this game. Let's put in our QNH 290902, temperature 3 degrees. That can't be right. Maybe it is. In fact, we could just tune ATIS. Probably still a little bit too far, aren't we? Yeah. .270 and 4 for the wind. 200 in the radio for minimums. Going to RadNav, we've got the ILS frequency tuned so it knows the runway, because that's the airport. IAD is the code for Dulles. 110.10 is the frequency for the ILS, which will bring us in. It's all looking good. So 13,000 by this waypoint, which should be perfect. So we're going to get to here, and we're going to get our speed under control a little bit more. Because once we cross under 10,000, we need to be under 250 knots, and obviously we're near 290 at the moment. I think every 1 million plus population city has an airport. Probably, yeah, probably. I think at that point it becomes not just viable, but almost necessary. Green up here, very nice. Right, so we're going to make 13,000 a little bit ahead of time, which is good, because once we do, we can get our speed down. F249. We've got another 1,000 feet to go. So we'll let the aircraft settle at 13,000, then we'll get rid of that excess speed. Here it comes. Here it comes. Okay. So now the plane is going to aim for that blue diamond, or diamond triangle. Get us down to 249 knots. What's the condition on that waypoint? Okay, so it has to be 13,000. We can't be above, we can't be below. Some of the waypoints will say you can be under 13,000, so as long as you get underneath it, you can carry on descending. But in this case, we'll need to stop at 13,000. Let's go down to 220. While we've got the opportunity, so we're once we're below that little orange-red line there, that's the indication for our first level of flaps. So once we're under that speed, we can deploy our first level of flaps and hopefully manage our speed quite nicely as we come down, without being in too much of a rush. Go. Have I flown over the Atlantic? Yeah, in fact just last week we did, what did we do? A full flight from JFK to Heathrow in the A320. And I think the week before that we did Heathrow to JFK in a 747. Videos are on the channel. If you want some background noise, it's all in real time, so sort of 6-7 hour flights, sort of looking out the window with some engine noise. I'm told that a lot of people like it for when they're sort of working or studying or just chilling, bit of background, that sort of thing, which makes sense. Makes sense to me. Right, so we've got a turn coming up. Once we finish that turn, we'll be past our waypoint and we can start descending a bit further. I'll probably try and put together a long-haul flight tomorrow, then be streamed out on Friday, so it'll sort of be pre-recorded, but that's the only way I can do the long haul stuff at the moment. I don't have the time otherwise, so I can kind of do it in bits, sort of record the takeoff, record the landing, then leave the cruise going while I'm out. $3,000 feet, please. Please and thank you. Okay, so wiggle is the end of our approach into Dulles, at which point, if this were the real world, we'd be getting vectors from air traffic control. We may be getting those already, actually, to disregard what's in front of us, to sort of bring us around onto this track into the runway. Here's the runway. So we'll get to wiggle and we'll come on round here and loop round. Need to do lights as well in a moment, because we're about to go under 10,000 feet. So we've already satisfied the speed restriction, so we're well under 250, as you can see. It's actually quite hilly, isn't it? Never realised that when I've flown around here before. Alright. 10,000 feet near us, damn it. So on. We'll do runway turn off, it can't hurt. Set our altimeter to standard. 29902, I'm guessing, is what it's going to be. Still no sign of Dulles in this list, is there? Okay, I think we're going to need a little bit of the speed brakes. Just because you can see that speed is starting to creep up to the limit of what our flaps can take because they're extended. Let's get our speed brakes out, that'll help. Oh, you playing like a flight sim within Roblox, that's cool. Alright. About 12, 13 miles out to wiggle. Just ease our descent rate a little bit. Got plenty of time. Not long now. No, so we're going to just zoom out a little bit. At this waypoint, we're going to make a right. And then come around to this waypoint, BRV. Go heading 195 to start with, I think. You hope it's going to be a good landing, Nick, blimey. I wouldn't get your hopes up. You never know with me. Start making that turn. Yeah, I've done quite a few, Rob. Usually just using... This weather isn't live because obviously it's night time in Miami at the moment, and Dulles where we are. But yeah, just like literally just having live weather on is quite cool actually, because you just never know what you're going to get until you get there. And sometimes you have to just deal with it. So yeah, this is just like a standard preset weather configuration at the moment. But yeah, I mean, if it's live weather, all of a sudden rain can come in. And I forget where we were. We were somewhere, and there was someone local to that airport that we were landing in, and they said, oh, it's raining here. And it wasn't raining in the sim, but by the time we flew in on the final approach, which is about 10 miles worth of distance, it was actually raining by the time we got to the airport, which is quite cool. So we just want to get ahead of this waypoint. Once we're ahead, we'll sort of do a left and another left, sort of box it off, and then come in on final approach. Because that's now irrelevant. Roast pork, blimey. It's not bad for a Wednesday. Right. I'd say we're about level with it, aren't we? Right, let's do a 90-degree right turn, left turn. Can we see the airport? Nothing yet, is there? Though in fairness, the clouds might be in the way. Oh, leftover roast pork, fair enough. Nice. Yeah, so here we go. We're going to head to there. We could probably, if we go to decks, we do a temporary redirect on the nav. That's that yellow line predicts where we're going to go. Let's do that. Can't be far now. No, we're really not far. So it wants us at 3,000 all the way in, basically. Should be able to... There's a lot of airports in this list that almost sound like farms. Classic stag is roast pork in my home language. Awesome. What language is that? Danish. Nice. So we're about 30 miles out. Still quite a way, actually. Let's tune the ATIS, make sure we got .280 and 4, visibility 9. Altimeter, that's what I want. Aperture is 15. Altimeter 29902. What was the wind? 280 and 4. Okay, let's get the ILS system up. $6,700 XT for 360. What did they launch at? Weren't they like 470? No, 450? 430 maybe? I mean, that was MSRP, of course. What they actually went for was, yeah, like you say, 600. Here's the airport. Approach speed of 133, which is fine. I mean, the non-XT still isn't bad, is it? What we do? 37. Yeah, I was looking at a, what was I looking at? 6600 non-XT, about £200. Just thinking out loud, maybe like a dedicated flight sim rig. Because I could do this at ultra, 30 frames, 1080p, easy peasy. Right, flaps are fully deployed. We do auto brake medium. Lights are on. Speed brakes are armed. Flaps full. Captured the glide slope, which is just as well because there's a cloud in the way and I can't see where I'm going.
$2,500.
Gear down. Yes, we're landing. Coming in now. Well, the intention is to land, let's put it that way. We do have a bit of a crosswind going on. Literally hitting the left-hand side of our plane about 5 knots. So, hence you can see there, the plane is slightly crabbing to the left. It's not quite aligned with that green track. If you can quite see that or not. But if you kind of imagine a line coming out from this runway, the plane is tracking right over that line, even though it's at the not a true angle. That's where the heading is different than our course. Our course, we are in line with the runway, but the way the plane is heading is slightly twisted to the left. Feet on rudder pedals. Autopilot disconnected. Definitely feeling some gusts. Definitely.
$1,000.
Very gusty. I don't know how much of that is coming through on the stream, but this sort of lumpiness that you can sort of see, perhaps feel. Is not me on the joystick necessarily.
$500.
Feel like we need to go a little bit to the left.
$400. $100 above.
Happies get less accurate the nearer we get, so we won't worry about the fact there's 3 reds. Into that touchdown zone now.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Go, we're down. With some incredibly poor graphics because the internet isn't loading it in. Do I swear in videos? I don't really make a point not to or to actually swear. I guess I haven't. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. On my other channel where I play Call of Duty, I almost certainly do because I rage when I get killed. There we go, we're down. That was a little bit floaty there towards the end. I would like to have touched down just a touch sooner. Just a little bit sooner would have been nice, but anywhere in the first third of the runway is good. I think I flared a little bit too hard because it sort of went 20, 10, 5, and usually when you hear 5 it's like you're basically down. I think I just flared a bit too much, which almost leveled us sort of arrested the descent at 5 feet as opposed to like 0 feet. But that'll do. Yeah, stream's about to end. I'm just gonna park up over here. Actually know where to go. There's a van in the way there. That van moving? Alright, let's go to the next one. We've even got a marshal to help us, look. Not sure the marshal realises that the tug is in the way. I think that's going to have to be as far as I go, otherwise I'm going to end up with my front wheel into the tug. Yes, that is the end of the stream. Great stream, thanks. Thanks for coming along, appreciate it. I'm going to try and do a long haul stream tomorrow. Well, not a stream, record a long haul video to then stream perhaps on Friday. That's going to be the plan, I think. Not sure where I'm going to go yet, so drop us a comment if you've got any bright ideas. Somewhere between the 4 to 6 hour mark might be a good idea. That could be cool. Anyway, I've got to go. Real life beckons. Stream, I meant, hey. Cheers, appreciate it. And I will see you all in not too long. Have a great day. Cheers.